All right, this morning on Dad's Garage, we're going to do an update on the DJI OSMO Action. We'll be right back. All right, so now we've had this thing for a couple of months. We did an initial unboxing and, conversations about it and the reasons why I bought this over, some of the other, action cams out there. And we've got some problems with this, or some things I don't like and a problem, I guess I should say. Couple of things I don't like about it is if you try to transfer the video to your iPhone over the air, it will downgrade the video. So you don't get the 4K anymore. It downgrades it to 1080p. Now, if you transfer it direct by wire to your computer or something, then that's a different story. Or if you pull the memory card, and transfer it directly, then you can get the 4K. This thing is not good in low light either. I mean, low light, it's just a dim video. You guys can kind of see the quality that a video that it is capable of, because almost every one of the videos that I've put out there has used this camera. There's some neat things about it. I am recording on my iPhone right now, and that's because I wanted to demonstrate some of the problems with this. So another problem that we've got is it has, well, let me back up. One of the things I wanted it for was the dual screen, so I could see myself, if I'm videoing myself, I could see, which most of the time I have someone that's videoing me, so I don't really need it too often. But when I do, it is nice, but if you get back very far from the camera, the screen is so tiny, it's about 1 inch square. You can't really see it anyway. So you gotta be pretty close to it. One of the biggest one of the biggest issues that I have is when you turn this thing on, you have an option for voice recognition. So I have voice recognition turned on. So you're supposed to make some simple commands, and those simple commands are supposed to activate, certain functions within the camera. So the problem is about 75% of the time, maybe more, the commands don't even work. For instance, you see what just happened. Or I don't know if you could hear the click, but it actually took 2 pictures. And now I said pictures and the screen just swapped. Now it swapped back. So sometimes it does it when you don't want it to do it, but even more so when you want it to do it, it doesn't. So you're supposed to be able to say screen swap, and it's supposed to swap to the front screen. That's wonderful, because if I've got this camera set up and I'm about to do a video and I want to see, am I in, the frame properly, screen swap. It's wonderful. The problem is it's working right now, but 75% of the time it does nothing, and you get frustrated with it, almost like when you're talking to Siri, because she doesn't get it, but it's way worse. You start screaming at the camera because, see, I said scream and it swaps. So it's just crazy. Most of the time it does nothing and you end up screaming at the stupid thing. Another thing that's weird about this camera is, for no reason whatsoever, screen swap. See, now it's working fine. But another thing about this camera that is very annoying is you turn it on after just recording a video, and I'm getting distracted and frustrated because it keeps swapping, because I say recorded a video and it swaps back. But anyway, you record a video, you turn it off, you turn it back on, and when you turn it back on, it's not in video anymore. It's now gone to take a picture. So I don't know. It just does some weird things. Now for the biggest problem. The biggest problem that I have is, let me back up. Another problem that I have is you have to format the video card, the little micro SD. You have to format it pretty regularly. I've gotten to where I don't even delete the stuff on the card anymore, because what will happen is it'll record for 15 minutes and it'll think the card's full. So what I do is every time, instead of deleting things off the card, I actually format the card each time. That seems to solve that problem. So with this micro SD that's in here, you get like 84 minutes, and I think it's a 64 meg is what it is. You get 84 minutes of video at 4K. Now for the biggest problem I've got with this camera. The biggest problem I have is it has a horrible problem with overheating. So if you record consistently for about 15 minutes, you're going to start getting on the screen, it's going to start flashing LCD, overheat, and it's giving you a warning that it's going to shut down. A couple minutes later, the LCD will shut off. A few minutes after that, it'll start flashing that the camera is overheating and that it's going to shut down. So we were doing a video yesterday as a perfect example. 15 minutes into the video, the camera was overheated and shut down. Around this lens cap, it gets hotter than a firecracker. I mean, to the point where you can hardly touch it. It's so hot. So, I don't know. I mean, are these cameras made to run 15 minutes and then, they overheat? Or do I have to use them snow skiing where, it's 20 degrees outside? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I can tell you that my enthusiasm about this camera, it was really all about having that other screen in the front. Being able to do videos on my own, not having to have one of the kids come video for me. That was my excitement about this camera. But now in hindsight, there is no question whatsoever I would have never bought this camera had I known the issues I was going to run into. And I definitely would have bought a GoPro to try it. I don't know if they're any different. Never have had another action camera in my life. This is the only one I've ever had. And I bought it strictly to do YouTube. So again, in hindsight, I would never have bought this camera. And I would have definitely tried a GoPro just to see if I would have had better results with a GoPro. Wouldn't have gotten my option for that front LCD, but fortunately, most of the time I've got somebody here that can run the video for me anyway. So anyway, normally most of my reviews and most of my videos are pretty positive about things. I tend to be a person that does a lot of research before I buy something. In this case, I didn't do so much research. I kind of bought it on a whim a little bit. I did some research. Everything I read was good. All the stuff I watched on YouTube, everything I read was good. I was pretty slanted from minute one with the front LCD because, I just didn't find anything else out there with it. And I could see that could solve a problem for me. So I was pretty much in my head, this is what I wanted from the start. But I'm just really sorry to say that I'm very disappointed with this camera. and I certainly would not buy one again. Definitely would have to go with a GoPro. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on this one. I do appreciate everybody watching, and appreciate if you guys subscribe. Appreciate if you give me the thumbs up on this. My channel, I'm up to 30 subscribers. I've only been on for about 6 weeks. I feel kind of okay about that number. I'm around the 7,000 view mark, which I'm really excited about that number because, I'm sure for a big channel, that's nothing because I get that for one video. But for me, to get, 7,000 views in 6 weeks for just a little guy that's, doing a lot of, random reviews of, tools and guns and electronics and this and that, I feel pretty good that, I've been watched that many times that, I've provided that much content that people, would want to see. So I think it's just going to keep growing and booming from here. My subs keep growing almost every day now. And my views are, where they were growing by 100 a day, now they're growing by about 200 a day. So, starting to catch on. Appreciate everybody out there, for watching. It's kind of fun to do this, to share, my little bit of knowledge about something or my experiences with something with you guys. And it's always, good to share that information. I'm having a good time at it. I'm not making anything out of this. I'm actually losing a lot of money doing it because I'm buying equipment and stuff, and I'm spending my time. But, again, it's something that I do enjoy, and I enjoy, sharing this. I enjoy when I get the good comments and the thumbs up. It kind of brightens your day that, somebody appreciated what you did, because this thing's certainly not all about me. It's, about providing information to y'all. So anyway, typical Tim, rambling. It's just kind of what I do. But anyway, I do appreciate everybody out there, for watching. I appreciate all you subs. Please pass, my link around so that we can get more subs. What I'd really like to do with this channel, and I'm kind of off track now from, talking about this, but just to share with you, one thing that I'd like to really do with this channel is we hit milestones. I'd like to start doing some giveaways, some things, just some cool little things or little gadgets or little tools or this or that. Eventually that's what I'd like to get to, when we hit milestones. So I think what we'll do is probably the plan would be when I get to 500 subs, we'll do some kind of giveaway, and then, 1,000, and, who knows where we go from there. But anyway, again, I appreciate everybody watching, and hope everybody has a great day. We'll see you next time on Dad's Garage.